Nearly 50,000 longshoremen are on strike. This could affect the price you pay for food, clothing, cars, and everything in between. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about nearly 50,000 longshoremen, or if you guys don't know what a longshoreman is, dock workers who are on strike on the East Coast primarily. West Coast, they have ports as well. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. This is going to be a big thing. Basically, what longshoremen do is load and offload these big ships. So whatever's on that ship, you're talking about cars, any kind of clothing, food, any kind of plastic item, anything that travels across the water to a port, they're going to handle. And when we're trying to export things, they're going to be there as well, loading the ship up and offloading it. Now, the big issue here is their pay. Okay, there's a contract up. They're not getting paid what they think they should get paid. So as a result, they're on strike. They said between 45,000 and 50,000 people are not going to be working. And what I read is for every 1 day of this strike, it could take between 4 to 6 days to recover. So you're talking about millions, if not billions of dollars, a lot of time, everything that's going to be lost as a result of this. Now, before I go any further, let's take a look at what's happening on the West Coast. This could be the future of the longshoremen. So guys are like, okay, we can't have this happen to us. Let's go ahead and check this out. Then we're going to see a news clip. And of course, everything will be in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I'm a longshoreman for LA Long Beach. And LA is fighting against this right here. I'll tell you right now. See that? There's nobody there. Automation. I work at an automated dock. It's no joke. They're losing thousands of jobs. So you got all these machines. Look at all these machines right here. There's no people. They ain't paying no taxes. They ain't paying no money. This is what ILA is fighting about. This all used to be filled with top handlers, UTR drivers, clerks, all this yard. Look how big this yard is. And there ain't hardly any people on this thing. This is what they're fighting about. I work at an automated dock right here, Port of LA, Long Beach.
So that's happening over there in LA, Long Beach, where it's pretty much automated. It's only a handful of guys. Now, to talk about longshoremen and this whole industry, being from Virginia, this was a big thing for us. Oh, this was really big. If you're able to get a twit car, oh my good, you have the key to the kingdom. If you got a twit car, you're able to go. And you're able to go on the base and all that. Oh, my goodness. Like, being a longshoreman, at least when I was young, I'm not sure how much it paid now, but that was a really, really, really coveted thing. People will be in school talking about that. 14 years old saying, I want to be a longshoreman. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because you could have I know guys that got into the industry. Are you talking about longshoremen, short shoremen, merchant marines, guys that go out and travel? Guys that have been to prison 10 years would come and do that and make a lot of money. So this is a really serious thing. Now, before I go any further, let's get to a news clip here. And again, I'll link to everything in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We start the top of the hour this morning with a Fox 5 News alert. Thousands of dock workers are on strike, causing ports across the U.S. to close.
Yeah, in total, 36 ports shutting down, including the port of Baltimore. Melanie Allenwick is there right now live, and she appears to be telling us since this morning that it's been heating up there, and it hasn't been a pleasant sight for many folks, especially the drivers coming in.
That's right. So for some people, I think it might have been a bit of a surprise. However, this has been in the news that it could be happening for a few weeks now. So you can see the picket lines behind me here. And this is the main entrance to the Port of Baltimore, the Dundalk Terminal. And you'll see they're walking around the picket lines in circles now.
Now, Dundalk, that's where they just had the collision. So they opened the channel up. They opened the port back up. And now they're on strike.
Police.
I'm not sure if there's any kind of if there's a link between the accident and this. I don't think so, because it's not just Baltimore. It's the whole East Coast. And I think maybe some of the Gulf as well has been affected, but definitely the whole East Coast.
Were here earlier reminding the picketers that they cannot block the entrance to the port. The longshoremen walked off the job at 12:01 a.m. There was confusion and anger as picketers initially tried to stop trucks from entering, and it did turn violent.
I come here for 7 years. I pull the trash and the debris out of here for the Port of Baltimore, and the officer told me to come back and go in there to get out of my way, and they attacked me and broke the windshield and lacerated my face. Look at it.
Now, come on now. Like, I understand guys want to, you want to picket, you want to strike, you want to get your money, but we don't got to be attacking guys just doing their job. He's just doing his job. Whatever y'all got going on is your business, but don't attack me for doing my job. Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, we don't know exactly what happened. The union members said the truck hit one of the picketers as they swarmed around it. We did see an ambulance come to assist, and we know that that gentleman did speak with police officers. Again, we'll let the authorities sort out exactly what happened there. Now, 45 members of the International Longshoremen's Association, 45,000 members. That's a big difference in the number, isn't it? Yeah. They have all been asking for a 77% pay increase over 6 years and a ban.
77%. Now, $1 million question. If the longshoremen want a 77% increase, first of all, is that a real number or is that a negotiation number? Okay, let me just start with an astronomically high figure and let's negotiate down to maybe in the middle. You might want to give me a 5% increase, 10% increase. I want 77. So let's meet somewhere like 35, 40. Kind of like what they did with Stellantis and all of that, same type of deal. Okay, but here's a thing though. As is the case with the auto industry, you can have automation here like we saw in the beginning. So do you think that they're going to actually be able to get that raise, or are they going to be just pretty much X'd out and replaced? Because technology does exist. It's going to cost to fit these docks, these old docks with this modern technology. It's going to cost, but how much would it cost compared to how much the workers want?
And on automation at their ports, a threat to their jobs, they say. Now, most retailers stocked up on goods prior to the strike, but if it lasts more than a few weeks, supply chain experts say it's consumers who are going to feel the direct impact of higher prices and product shortages, especially for things like fresh fruit, coffee, and cars. The U.S. Marine Alliance, which represents the ports, said it offered 50% pay increases and an agreement to keep current limits on automation, in addition to increased contributions to the retirement plans. But apparently that was not acceptable to the union members. We don't.
Look, you want a Kia, Toyota, Hyundai, all of that, BMW, any kind of foreign thing without an American plant. You can get some Toyotas that come from here or Mexico, something like that. But you want anything that's produced over there. You want a 4Runner from Japan and they still make those. Well, look, that's going to come through the port of entry. And if the dock workers are on strike, now we got a problem. You're not going to really be able to get that. And if you are able to get it, it's going to be an inflated price because of the scarcity.
Don't know what the next steps are in terms of the negotiations. Now, we do want to let you know that West Coast ports do remain open. They are a different union and working under a different contract. And many supply chain leaders have rerouted some of their goods and supplies. But on the East Coast, it's going to have to be a wait and see situation as to how directly everyone is impacted. I want to let you know that, again, we are going to try to get an interview with one of the local union leaders here as soon as we sign off, and if we get in.
But yeah, shout out to them, and hopefully you guys get what you want. Hopefully you guys get your money. Longshoremen, shoreshoremen, these people, man, they're very important. The truck drivers, guys that's on the boats, the big car boat, like they're all very important to keep this nation going. The truck drivers, everybody is important. If there's one piece of this well orchestrated thing, this dance that they're doing between the country of origin of these goods, loading the goods, the ship bringing the goods, and then once it gets to the United States, offloading and loading and getting into the truckers, that's a very important thing. If any piece of that performance is disrupted, we, the people, got a problem. So I hope everything gets worked out. Hopefully you guys get your money. Like I said, being a longshoreman in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, that area, it was a very coveted thing. Even when we were kids, you had guys that was 13 years old talking about trying to get a TWIC card as soon as they can graduate or whenever they get to be 17, 18, whatever it is. It's a really important thing. It's a really serious job. Hopefully this whole thing gets resolved and we get right back to business as usual. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on this whole situation? Are you a longshoreman? Are you a trucker? Are you got us on one of the big boats? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is a really serious thing. If it doesn't get resolved, we're going to see much higher prices. And we already dealing with inflation. This is going to compound that problem. So I say go ahead and fix it, make it work. Hopefully these guys don't get replaced with automation. Although, as you saw in Long Beach, Left Coast, California, it's possible. Hopefully that's not going to be the end result of all this. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.